Hello everyone, it's Jessica Michaels here for A Cherry on Top Crafts, and this month's YouTube Hop theme is to pick a shape. So as you guys know, one of my favorite shapes is hexagons, so that's what I'm going to be using today. I just wanted a super quick and easy layout, and this one didn't disappoint. So I'm pulling out the Arden Creative Studios Hidden Creek collection. This is a new one in the shop, and I grabbed some various pieces of it, like the papers. I grabbed both of the paper pads and some of the embellishment packs and the laser cuts, and I'm going to make a layout with these hexagons today just by cutting some out of these beautiful patterned papers in the 8x8 paper pad. I'm just running them through my newer manual die cutting machine here, which I do love. I've had some questions on it in a couple of my other videos. As you guys know, if you watch my videos, I had a big shop machine that was very, very well loved, and I was so hesitant to replace it or get a different one because I was looking for something that folded up and was a little easier to cart around with me to crops and different things. So I got this one. It is by Stampin' Up, so it's a different company, but I love it, and it is working out really, really well, and I really like the fact that I could use my same plates that I was using with my big shop machine in this one as well. My magnetic platform is actually by this same company. That's what I was using in my big shop machine, so it works out really well for me. But if you're still stuck on the big shot machine like I was, and I still love them, they are wonderful. There are some new ones in the shop. There's a really, really pretty turquoise one in the shop, and it is just gorgeous. So yeah, Cherry on Top has that one. So I have my little hexagons here that I have cut out, and I am just going to layer them around my page, and I'm going to pop some of these smaller ones up with some 3D foam squares. I'm going to add some splatters on here. I've got 2 photos today that I'm using of my little guy whenever we were camping and we were hunting for crayfish and critters in the creek. And yes, it is called a creek here in Pennsylvania, not a creek. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I thought the green in these photos would just be a perfect match for the green tones in this Arden collection. So it's just perfect. I'm going to rough up the edges of these hexagons kind of as I'm sticking them down. I'm going to pop a couple of these up using some of the 3D foam squares by Gina K. They are my absolute favorite foam squares. The backings peel off really super easily, and they come in sheets, which is just my favorite thing as far as foam squares go. I've tried the ones that come in the boxes and the rolls, and those aren't my favorite. I actually just like them to come in the sheets like this. So I will see if they are still in stock in the shop, and I will throw a link down in the description below for you. The Arden Creative collection here that I'm using, I'm going to link that as well for you. There's lots of pieces of this still in the shop, so I did get a little disappointed because I didn't manage to grab the beautiful stamp sets and dies that came with this collection, but if you hit the notify button on those items that you're interested in the shop, it will send you an email if those items come back in stock in the shop, and they always could. So if you're interested in those, make sure to hit that notify button. And also, I should just mention now while I'm blabbering about that this is the monthly YouTube Hop for A Cherry on Top. So if you want to be entered into the drawing to win a $25 gift card, you can leave a comment in my video down below and then follow along the hop list in my description to all of the creators playing along. And there's not a ton of us, so it's not a huge hop. And just leave comments for each and every one of us to be entered into that gift card drawing. So it's a fantastic prize. I mean, $25 actually gets you quite a few things. So it works out good if you are the winner. I've got my 2 photos here. I'm just going to go ahead and mat them with some white cardstock, leaving a little bit thicker border on than I normally do because I'm not going to back these with any more pattern papers or layer them up like I normally would, because I really want these hexagon shapes to kind of be the star of the show today. Of course, my photos are always the star of the show, but other than that, I want the hexagons to really shine through here. So I've added some splatters using some vibes in a Shimmerz product. I think it's called Ocean Water. here. And then I have these little laser cuts here from this Arden collection that are just beautiful. I love the colors in this, and actually it matches perfectly with a lot of the other things in my stash. So I'm going to be able to mix and match these collections quite nicely. So you'll be seeing me doing that in the future to kind of use up some of my older stash that I have here and mix it in with the new products, which is something that I really, really love to do. So I've got those. I've added a couple of those little leafy bits there, and then I've got this pack of ephemera also that comes with this collection. And I'm just gonna grab some little things like little bugs, maybe some little wordy bits, and just kind of scatter these around my page and gluing most of these down with some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. It's my favorite liquid adhesive. It dries clear, and yeah, it works really well. So it's kind of my go-to adhesive these days, other than my tape gun, and then those 3D foam squares. I've got my date stamped on that little embellishment from this pack, so I'm going to put that right along the side of my photo, and then just kind of continue layering this up. I'm going to grab some thread and pop behind a couple of these embellishments, and maybe kind of stuff some in around my little leafy bits somewhere, and just add a little bit more texture to it that way. I've added some little journaling here, just that we were catching critters on that little tag, and just kind of tucking little bits and pieces in and around my hexagons and my photos, just kind of filling in, because you guys know that I love a lot of stuff on my layouts. I love cluster scrapbooking and just really layering up these embellishments and putting a lot of things on there. So I'm kind of like a more is more type of person when it comes to embellishing, so I'm always adding a lot to it. And last month's challenge, or last month's theme, was clean and simple, which was a big challenge, I think, for a lot of us, because we're all so used to adding so much product and so many things to our layouts just to make them look the way that we want them to, and just be fun and creative. And it's kind of hard sometimes to stick with a clean and simple layout. And even though like this one has quite a bit of white space for my liking, so I feel like it's almost a clean and simple layout, but it still has a lot of stuff. So that's something that I always love. I've got this little Seek wordy bit there that actually came from that ephemera pack. And then this, I'm going to grab a title piece. This is actually from an older Simple Stories collection, but I still have some of this left. And that's what I was talking about, kind of mixing in some of my older stash with this collection, because it just matches perfectly with the colors in this one. So I'm just grabbing this puffy foam piece for my title. It says Explore, I think. I don't know. It's going to come back in here in a second. But yeah, I'm going to pop this photo up just for some dimension there, and then I'm going to end up putting this photo down here just flat, and then my title can sit on that photo nicely. I didn't want to have to end up popping up that title because it's already popped up, being it's foam, so I wanted to lay flat on top of that other photo there on the right, since it's kind of down a little bit further. So I've got all these little word pieces I'm going to pop down here at the bottom. Found these couple bugs I'm going to throw on here. My butterflies are going to go on. I like to kind of fluff up their wings a little bit, and I usually only glue down the middles, like where their bodies are, and then their wings kind of lift up off the page. I just love the way that it looks. Is it going to flatten out in my book? Probably, but you know what? It looks pretty for now, and it looks pretty if I hang it up on my wall, and it'll stay popped up for a good while before it just flattens out in my book. So I'm not super concerned with it, and I like the way that it looks right now. So that's all I'm concerned with. Just going to go ahead and continue sticking all these little critters down and popping them up with some small foam squares, just lifting those leaves up off the page for, again, some added dimension. And yeah, here's my thread coming in that I was telling you about. I'm just going to twirl some of this around and put it behind this round embellishment and use it kind of like a canvas or epoxy flare, and just do my normal kind of glue dot sandwich in here and put some thread in behind it. I love adding thread to my layouts. It's just something that gives a nice little pop of color and a little bit more texture to your layouts, and it just adds such a nice little, I don't know, it's just like a little pop of something, and it just looks cute. So I'm going to add a little bit more over here just by putting a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to stuff that in there, and that's it. It's easy. So all you have to do is just kind of cut a strand of that thread off, and then just what I do is I just hold it up, and I hold my hand kind of down on my desk, and I just kind of drop it into my hand, and then just kind of bind it up and stuff it in there somewhere. Simple. And then this is a Vicky Bouton stamp set that I'm grabbing here. It's an older one, I think from one of the mixed media collections. And it's got these cute little plus signs on it. I'm just using some black intense black ink and just scattering those around. So here's what the finished layout looks like. Make sure you hop along and leave comments along the way for everyone participating in this hop today for a chance to win that $25 gift card. And I will link everything that I've used below on this layout in case you want to grab anything from the shop. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.